going on? My name is Cam Randall. I'm from Agawam, Massachusetts, and my song is 2020. I think the biggest inspiration for 2020 was hitting a rough patch and trying to bounce back from it. Last year was one of the toughest years of my life, and I knew I wanted to make something kind of show that I had bounced back from that and that nothing is ever permanent. So that's kind of what my mindset was when I went into the song. So yeah. So the title 2020 was very simple. I had just gotten back from tour. I was in Cleveland the night before. Immediately went down to the studio at my house. Kind of mumbled the hook to myself, and 2020 was the best fit for it right off the bat. Just to show that this was going to be, the greatest year of my life. 2020, obviously. So yeah, that's where the title came from. So the song is co-produced by Zanny Rich and Giant Steve. They kind of work as a team. They're both from Sweden. So I've actually never met them, but Zanny produced another song for me off my next project, and then he sent me a beat pack. Immediately fell in love with the beat. So so it was Zanny Rich and Giant Steve. Like I said, they're both from Sweden, so they're on a little bit of a different time schedule over there. This dude will be calling me at like 3 a.m. like, yo, like I sent you another beat pack. I'm like, bro, it's fucking 3 a.m. right now. But yeah, so that's who produced it. So I've been done with my part of the song for about a month and a half now. I kind of sat on it for a while. I wasn't sure if I wanted to go on the second verse as well, or just leave it one verse, or even reach out to somebody and get a feature for it. So I kind of brainstormed and was trying to figure out who I wanted on the second verse for a while and who I thought would be a good fit for it. Then I realized I wanted Lil Step out of Chickabee from it. Reached out to Lil Step, absolutely killed this. He sent me, the verse back, all recorded within like 3-4 days. And we've been sitting on it for probably a couple weeks. We just got the final mix back today, actually. So super stoked. I think the biggest thing with 2020 is that there's a lot of honesty in the song. A lot of my songs in previous years, had a lot of storytelling and stuff like that, but it never really cut deep into, my past and rough patches and stuff like that. I always wanted to make songs that were relatable for people, even if it wasn't so much relatable for me. But this song is just straight, pure honesty. It's very raw. I didn't hide anything, you know what I mean? And I talked about a lot of this stuff that affected my 2018 and 2019, like I said, which were both very tough years for me. So like I said, it's relatable, but it's also got a lot of honesty in it, from what I personally experienced. So that's what's different about it. Personally, coronavirus has not changed my recording process, luckily. I got a full set up studio in my basement, so I can just go down there and record at any hour of the day. Before, in recent years, I used to go and record at other people's spots, which would have definitely affected me in my recording process, but having a studio in my basement now has been very, very beneficial for recording, and for this, it's worked out pretty well, so. Bro, honestly, like every song I make, I'm like, yo, this is the one, which is a good mindset, obviously. I wouldn't put out a song if I didn't have faith in it blowing up, but I honestly feel like this is the song. I've previewed this song on my Instagram live like a dozen times now, and everybody seems excited about it, including myself, obviously. So I genuinely feel that this is the best song I've ever made, the most thought I've put into a song. So I have no doubt in my mind that this could be the song that takes me to another level. So that's the goal. If I had to do a remix to this song, who would be the feature and why? I'm gonna give you two answers for that. So my first choice would probably be Arizona Zervas. I've been a big fan of Arizona for a couple of years now. Since like 2016, I started fuck with them heavy. I kind of went into the song thinking about his music, and I never want to jock anybody's style, but I mean, when I went into the song, that was kind of the mindset of how I attacked the beat. Just from a lot of stuff that he's done earlier on. I would also like, if I had to put a remix out, I'd love to put Dominic Fike on it. Dominic Fike is fucking fire. That dude is so talented. I think he's just really dynamic. You know what I mean? He doesn't really fit in a box between rap or rapper or a singer, R&B artist. He does a little bit of everything, and 2020 has all those elements. It's got melody, but it's got a verse that's rapping, so it kind of brings all those in, and Dominic Fike would be a perfect fit for the remix. So I got this shit down somewhere. All right, bet. Okay, so my top 5 underground artists currently. This shit's always changing because I'm so indecisive. But right now it's Dominic Fike, Arizona Zervas, Jack Harlow, What's Poppin' is fucking fire, Krush, and Brendan Bennett. I've been fucking with them for the last year heavily. I think all those dudes deserve more recognition, but I really like their strategy in music, and I really like how diverse they are with every song. Every song that I've listened to, all of them sounds like it could be from a different artist when it's all in their same catalog. So those are my top 5 right now. I think with the whole coronavirus thing going on right now, music is kind of like a scapegoat for all of us right now. A lot of us are trapped inside, hopefully, to try to stay safe. Really, for a lot of us, all we have is music. It's tough because now that we're all trapped inside, it's hard to stay productive and active, and that's things that contribute to happiness, in my opinion. So what's another thing we can look towards for happiness and kind of like an escape from reality is music. Music can take you to a different place, as many people know. So I think it's been very, very helpful for the last couple weeks through the whole coronavirus thing. So without music, I don't know what I'd be doing during this time period right now. So so the success from my last project, which was Talking to Myself, definitely kind of affected my route for music this time around. The feedback was so positive from my last project that I knew I had to reach a certain standard. I wasn't going to put out anything that I wasn't 100% confident with. And for me personally, I don't put out music unless I'm 100% sure that this is what it needs to be. So it first and foremost, it definitely raised my standard of music that I can put out. I knew I had to match that and go above and beyond for this new music I'm about to drop. So yeah, that's pretty much that. So the biggest thing that 2020 has taught me, the song 2020 has taught me about myself, is that no matter what you go through, it sounds very cliche and corny, I'm sorry, but nothing is ever permanent, obviously. There's plenty of time for shit to turn around. And that's when I was writing it and when I was thinking about, the lyrics and stuff like that. I just kept saying, like, at one point I was so low, and 2020 is about to be the greatest year of my life. So it's kind of just a reminder to myself and everybody that's going to be listening to it, is that there's plenty of time for shit to turn around. You know what I mean? You can't dwell on your past. That's only going to set you back even more. So yeah, like I said, find what makes you happy, bounce back, and your happiness will come. So hopefully it's in 2020. There's way too many people I don't trust now. Said there's way too many people I don't trust now. Better off alone, yeah. Said I'm in my zone, yeah. Asked me if I love her, told her I don't really know, yeah. Last year I was broken, but I'm up now. I said
2020, I don't give a fuck now. Lost a lot of things, lost a lot of friends, even lost myself and found myself again. And she keep asking me what's going on inside my head. I told her I'ma be alright, I just need a little time. I'm running away from